The world of celebrities is like a living constellation where every star shines with a unique story. And one of the most fascinating parts of following these journeys is how interconnected they become. Because just when fans are worried about Justin Bieber and the speculation surrounding his behavior, a beautiful message of support comes from Britney Spears, reminding us that celebrities are not just icons, but human beings who share compassion and understanding for one another. And it is touching to see, because Britney herself has gone through years of scrutiny, challenges, and triumphs, yet she uses her voice to uplift another artist, proving that the cycle of support and solidarity in this world of fame is just as powerful as the spotlight itself. And when we think about Justin Bieber, we remember his rise from a young boy in Canada singing on YouTube, to being discovered by Scooter Braun, to working with Usher, to suddenly becoming one of the most famous teenagers in the entire world. And while that fame brought music that made millions smile, from Baby to Love Yourself, it also brought pressures that few could imagine. And his journey is one of resilience, where even amid struggles he continues to create songs that speak his truth, like Peaches, or even the much-talked-about Speed Demon, where he claps back at speculation about his mental health, and Britney sending him support during such times feels like a passing of wisdom from one star who knows the weight of public attention to another. And Britney's story itself is one of the most emotional in celebrity history, from her childhood on the Mickey Mouse Club to her groundbreaking debut with Baby One More Time to becoming the princess of pop. She redefined what it meant to be a global superstar. But her life behind the scenes was filled with challenges, including years of personal struggles and a conservatorship that lasted over a decade. Yet through her resilience and her fans who started the Free Britney movement, she found freedom again, and now uses her platform to connect with others, showing that healing is possible even after years in the public eye. And that is what makes this intersection between her and Justin so inspiring, because it shows the heart of celebrity culture is not just about glitz and glamour, but also about empathy, humanity, and shared experiences that transcend fame. And while Britney and Justin are at the center of this moment, the broader world of celebrities continues to dazzle us with stories of reinvention, compassion, and artistry, like Taylor Swift, who has mastered the art of reinventing herself across eras, from country sweetheart to pop icon to indie folk storyteller, all while staying deeply connected to her fans who pack stadiums around the world, singing every word back to her. Or Rihanna, who turned from music superstar to fashion and beauty mogul, with Fenty redefining inclusivity in the industry, while also becoming a mother and reminding the world that even at the peak of fame, personal growth and family can be celebrated alongside success. And then we look to BTS, who transformed the Korean wave into a global cultural phenomenon with their music messages of self-love and performances that bring millions together. And when we think about these stars alongside Justin Bieber and Britney Spears, we see that every journey is filled with both dazzling highs and deeply human moments that connect us to them. And that is why we watch, listen, and care. Because these celebrities reflect not only our dreams, but also our struggles, our resilience, and our desire to keep moving forward. No matter the odds, as we move deeper into this universe of celebrities, we see how every figure adds their own brilliance to the constellation. And while Britney Spears reaching out to Justin Bieber shows us compassion, we also find similar inspiration in Beyoncé, whose career is a masterclass in excellence, from her early days with Destiny's Child to her solo journey that has made her one of the most celebrated entertainers of all time. Beyoncé blends music with artistry, fashion with statements, and philanthropy with action, creating not just songs but cultural moments that resonate. Across the globe, her performances like Coachella's Homecoming are etched into history, and her work with Beyoncé's foundation supporting women, children, and marginalized communities shows how fame can be used for greater good alongside her. Jay-Z built his empire from the streets of Brooklyn to becoming one of the most powerful moguls in music, fashion, and business together. They are not just a couple, but a symbol of ambition, partnership, and resilience. And their love story continues to inspire millions around the world. And as we reflect on power couples, it is impossible not to think of Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, whose marriage has been both celebrated and examined, with fans constantly curious about their dynamics. Yet, what stands out is how they present their love with faith, loyalty, and devotion. Even under intense public pressure, Hailey has shown grace in her fashion endeavors, collaborations, and her role as a model, becoming a voice for skin health and mental wellness. And through it all, Justin has continued to balance fame with his need for grounding, proving that marriage for them is both partnership and protection. And while this unfolds, Selena Gomez remains another key voice in this constellation. Her journey from Disney Channel actress to music superstar to successful businesswoman with rare beauty is one of perseverance and honesty, as she opens up about her battles with mental health, lupus, and the challenges of living under constant attention. She has turned her vulnerability into strength, creating a beauty brand centered on acceptance, while also delivering heartfelt music like Lose You to Love Me, which continues to resonate with fans who see themselves in her lyrics. And while some fans still wonder about her past with Justin, she has shown that growth and moving forward are just as inspiring as the stories of love and loss that once captured the headlines. And that balance of nostalgia and evolution is what keeps her beloved by millions around the world. And as we weave into Hollywood, we meet Zendaya, whose rise from Disney star to Emmy-winning actress and global fashion icon proves that authenticity paired with talent can conquer any stage. Her collaborations with designers, her role in Euphoria, her work in Dune alongside Timothée Chalamet have made her a defining figure of her generation, and her ability to connect with fans through kindness, humility, and style makes her not only a role model, but also a voice of modern artistry. Timothée himself represents a new era of leading men unafraid to embrace androgyny, vulnerability, and bold fashion choices. And together they symbolize how Hollywood is changing, opening doors for younger voices to express themselves without limits. And this evolution in Hollywood mirrors what is happening in sports, where stars like Serena Williams have redefined not only tennis, but also empowerment. Her career, filled with Grand Slam victories and iconic comebacks, is matched by her philanthropy in education and gender equality. And her journey from Compton to the greatest courts of the world is proof that determination can conquer every barrier. Alongside her, LeBron James continues to dominate basketball, while also creating opportunities for youth with his I Promise school, reminding us that success is never only about championships, but also about lifting communities and giving back. And this act of giving echoes the gestures of compassion we saw when Britney extended support to Justin, showing that no matter the field, whether music, acting, sports, or business, the greatest measure of fame is how it is used to touch lives. And this thread continues when we look at Leonardo DiCaprio, whose career spans iconic films from Titanic to Inception to The Revenant. But what truly defines him is his decades-long commitment to environmental advocacy, founding the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation and speaking globally about climate change. He uses his fame to amplify causes that go beyond Hollywood. And this spirit of activism is also alive in Angelina Jolie, who as an actress has delivered unforgettable roles, but as a humanitarian has dedicated her life to refugee advocacy through her work. With the United Nations, her story shows how celebrities can use their platform to highlight issues that often go unheard. And when you connect these stories to the journeys of Justin Bieber and Britney Spears, it all circles back to the idea that behind every headline there is a human being striving for balance and purpose while navigating a life most of us can only imagine. And now, as we continue this journey across the constellation of celebrities, we cannot overlook Rihanna, who has transformed herself from a young singer discovered in Barbados into one of the most powerful cultural figures in the world. Her music, spanning hits like Umbrella Diamonds, and work has created global anthems, while her business empire with Fenty Beauty and Savage X Fenty has redefined inclusivity in fashion and cosmetics, proving that representation matters. She paused her music career to focus on entrepreneurship and motherhood, and when she returned to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show, pregnant and radiant, it became one of the most talked about and inspiring performances in years. Rihanna embodies fearlessness and reinvention, and like Britney and Justin, she knows the weight of growing up under a spotlight and transforming that pressure into artistry and legacy. And alongside her, we see Drake, whose rise from a Canadian television actor to one of the most influential rappers of his generation shows resilience and ambition. His music, from Take Care to Hotline Bling to God's Plan, blends vulnerability and swagger, while his OVO brand builds a cultural empire, and his philanthropy, like surprising strangers with acts of kindness and donations in the Gods Plan video, connects him with fans on a deeply human level. And then we move to Post Malone, who with his face tattoos, chilled personality, and heartfelt songs like Sunflower Circles and Congratulations, became one of the most unlikely yet beloved superstars. His artistry mixes rap, pop, and rock into melodies that resonate with millions. And his humility, his openness about struggles, and his connection with fans remind us that true stardom comes from authenticity, and this authenticity is also at the heart of Lil Nas X, who redefined not only music, but also cultural boundaries with Old Town Road, a song that broke records and introduced the world to his bold creative vision. Since then, he has used fashion visuals and performances to challenge stereotypes and celebrate identity. And while some may have doubted him, he turned every moment into a statement of self-love, pride, and resilience, and that is the spirit that ties him to other young stars like Dua Lipa, who rose to prominence with New Rules and became a global sensation with Don't Start Now, and levitating her disco-infused pop and glamorous style revived entire sounds, while her activism for refugees showed she never forgot her Kosovan roots, proving that music and compassion go hand in hand. And then Olivia Rodrigo burst onto the scene with Driver's License, followed by her debut album, Sour. Her raw, honest lyrics captured the heartbreaks and dreams of an entire generation, and her follow-up album, Guts, proved she was not a one-hit wonder but a voice with staying power. Her vulnerability, her boldness, and her fearless performances make her one of the brightest stars of today. And in hip-hop, we see Megan Thee Stallion, whose unapologetic energy empowered millions with songs like Savage and Body. Her bold fashion, her advocacy for education, and her resilience, after personal hardships, make her a role model for strength and empowerment, and she continues to prove that artistry can be powerful, healing, and liberating. And as we celebrate these modern stars, we must also honor the legends who paved the way, like Michael Jackson, who transformed entertainment with his music, his dance, his fashion, and his philanthropy. From Thriller to Smooth Criminal to Earth Song, he created cultural moments that will never fade. His generosity to children's causes and hospitals showed his compassion, while his artistry shaped everything that came after him. Whitney Houston, with her golden voice, remains one of the greatest singers of all time. Songs like I Will Always Love You and Greatest Love of All continue to inspire, while her struggles remind us that fame is complex, yet her legacy is timeless. And Prince, who fused genres with fearless creativity, showed that art knows no boundaries. Purple Rain remains iconic. His bold style, his fight for artist rights, and his influence live on in every artist who dares to be original, and their legacies remind us that just as Britney Spears endured her hardships and Justin Bieber continues to navigate his own, their artistry remains larger than any controversy or headline. And that is what keeps fans listening and caring across generations, because music, fashion, and fame may evolve, but the humanity at the core of these stories never changes. As we drift from music into the shining lights of Hollywood cinema, we find stars whose legacies span decades, like Tom Cruise, who remains one of the last true movie stars with a career stretching from Top Gun to Mission Impossible, and beyond. His dedication to doing his own stunts, his relentless work ethic, and his ability to keep audiences thrilled for decades prove that passion and persistence create timeless legends. And then there is Margot Robbie, who has redefined modern Hollywood with roles from The Wolf of Wall Street to Birds of Prey, to her groundbreaking role in Barbie, which became both a cultural phenomenon and a box office giant. She not only embodies charisma and style on screen, but also has become a producer advocating for women in film through her company, Lucky Chap Entertainment, and her rise shows how stars today use their platform for empowerment and change. And alongside her, Brad Pitt remains one of Hollywood's most enduring figures, from his breakout roles in Thelma and Louise and Fight Club to his Oscar-winning performance in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. His career has been one of reinvention, while his humanitarian work through the Make It Right Foundation shows his commitment to rebuilding communities. And Angelina Jolie, his former partner, stands as both an acclaimed actress and a humanitarian icon whose work with refugees has touched millions, and who continues to inspire with her advocacy, proving that compassion and fame can go hand in hand. And when we look to Denzel Washington, we see a master of craft whose performances in films like Training Day, Glory Fences, and Malcolm X have earned critical acclaim, and whose mentorship and philanthropy have left a profound impact on younger generations. And Viola Davis shines equally bright with her Academy Award, her Emmy, and her Tony, making her one of the few to achieve the triple crown of acting. Her performances carry raw truth, and her voice for equality in Hollywood makes her a beacon of inspiration. And as these actors inspire us on screen, sports stars inspire us on the field, and none more globally than Cristiano Ronaldo, whose journey from a small island in Portugal to becoming one of the greatest footballers of all time is a story of discipline, ambition, and resilience. His career at Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, and now back to Saudi Arabia has made him a global icon whose philanthropic contributions to children's hospitals, disaster relief, and underprivileged families mirror the generosity we admire in entertainers like Britney Spears, who supported Justin Bieber through compassion and kindness, and alongside Ronaldo is Lionel Messi, whose artistry on the pitch. His humility, his legendary status solidified by leading Argentina to World Cup victory, represents the perfect blend of talent and heart, and his story reminds us that greatness is not only about records, but about inspiring the next generation. And beyond football, LeBron James has built a legacy in basketball, not only as one of the greatest players ever, but as a philanthropist who created the I Promise School to provide education opportunities for disadvantaged youth, showing that true legacy is not trophies alone, but lives transformed. And Serena Williams likewise embodies greatness as one of the greatest athletes in history. Her dominance on the tennis court, her fearless fashion, her role as a mother and entrepreneur all come together to create a story of empowerment, resilience, and trailblazing spirit. And her sister Venus paved the way alongside her, showing that family and determination can break barriers and create dynasties. And beyond sports, the new generation of influencers and creators like Charli D'Amelio, who rose from TikTok dances to building a brand empire, show how fame has evolved in the digital age, turning social media into a stage where authenticity and relatability matter just as much as talent. And Charli, along with other creators, prove that the modern constellation of celebrities extends far beyond traditional Hollywood and music. And when we step into the world of royalty, we find Meghan Markle, whose journey from actress to duchess to humanitarian reminds us that platforms can evolve and identities can be redefined. Her advocacy alongside Prince Harry through the Archewell Foundation highlights mental health equality and compassion, and their willingness to step away from traditional royal roles mirrors the courage we saw when Britney broke free from her conservatorship, or when Justin Bieber chose to step back from fame to heal, showing us that even in the most high-profile lives, choosing peace and well-being over expectations is a brave act. And this thread of resilience ties all these celebrities together, reminding us that their stories, though diverse, share a common core of humanity. And now we drift into the soulful world of legends and storytellers who continue to shape culture, like Dolly Parton, whose voice, her kindness, and her philanthropy make her one of the most beloved figures in music history, from Jolie to I Will Always Love You. Her songs have spanned generations, and her imaginative spirit built Dollywood. But beyond music, she has donated millions to children's literacy through her Imagination Library, and even funded research that helped develop COVID vaccines, showing how celebrity can truly change lives. And then comes Adele, whose raw emotion, her powerful voice, and her honesty have made her a global treasure, from Rolling in the Deep to Someone Like You to Easy on Me. Her music captures heartbreak, healing, and hope. She has been open about personal struggles and weight loss journeys, reminding fans that she is just as human as they are. Her concerts feel like intimate conversations, where laughter tears and songs weave into unforgettable nights. And then Sam Smith, who embraced vulnerability and identity through music with songs like Stay With Me and Unholy, has become a symbol of authenticity and pride. Their courage to live openly inspires fans across the world, while their artistry continues to evolve from ballads to bold experimental sounds. And alongside them, Coldplay, led by Chris Martin, has built a career of anthems like Fix You, Viva La Vida, and Sky Full of Stars, filling stadiums with hope, positivity, and togetherness. Their commitment to environmental sustainability and charity concerts adds depth to their artistry, proving that music can be a tool for global unity. And in the country, music world artists like Luke Combs have brought heartfelt authenticity into the genre. His songs about love, resilience, and small-town pride connect deeply with audiences, while Casey Musgraves blends traditional country with modern storytelling, creating songs like Rainbow and Golden Hour that uplift with beauty and authenticity. And these stars show that no matter the genre, music remains a bridge between celebrity and humanity. And as music thrives, so too does fashion, where icons like Naomi Campbell have defined entire eras of style. Her fierce runway presence, her advocacy for diversity, and her longevity make her a legend. And Virgil Abloh, before his passing, revolutionized streetwear and high fashion blending worlds with Louis Vuitton, Off-White, and beyond. Inspiring younger designers to dream without limits, his legacy is felt in every fashion forward artist who dares to blend art with style. And Kanye West, though often surrounded by controversy, remains one of the most innovative musicians and designers of his time, with albums like My Beautiful, Dark Twisted, Fantasy, and Yeezus. He reshaped music while Yeezy redefined sneakers, and his influence on fashion continues to ripple, even as he navigates public struggles. And beside him, Kim Kardashian transformed reality TV fame into a global empire with Skims, beauty ventures, and advocacy for prison reform, proving that reinvention and ambition can rewrite destinies and their stories. Though different, remind us that behind the spectacle, there are human beings pushing boundaries and shaping industries. And when we look at Britney Spears reaching out to Justin Bieber during his moments of bizarre behavior and public scrutiny, we see how these worlds of music, fashion, and fame are held together by compassion, understanding, and the shared knowledge that every star, no matter how bright, still faces struggles that require kindness from others. And Justin continues to evolve, balancing music, marriage, and healing, showing that support from someone like Britney carries weight because it is born from empathy and lived experience. And that makes this moment not just celebrity news, but a testament to the humanity at the heart of stardom.